Hello and welcome to the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. I am your host, Lewis Carlin for Bodyslam.net. Joining me today is a rising star in the world of professional wrestling. He has a huge match upcoming, which we're going to discuss a little later in the interview. I'm very happy to welcome again future superstar Nick, either the Natural Sullivan, or Nick, your Canadian hero Sullivan. But Nick, welcome to the show, man.
How's it going?
Okay, how are you today?
Doing really well.
Good, good. It's good to see you, man. Good to have you back. You've been on the show a few times already, and it's
Yep.
good to have you back on the show, man. It's good to have you back. But I spoke about the huge match that's upcoming. Chinlock Wrestling, former NWA World Champion, former TNA World Champion,
Yep.
Nick Aldis. So how do you feel about the opportunity? It's September 16th. How do you feel about it?
Feel really good. I feel very confident. I have a very good game plan in mind. I'm just very grateful for this opportunity. I'm going to go 120% and I'm going to suplex Mr. Aldis around the ring.
There you
Do
go,
what
man. So there you go, man. So Aldis, former, as I mentioned, former NWA World Champion, TNA World Champion. Is it matches like this where you feel that you really have to step up your game to prove that you could hang with someone like Nick Aldis, to just show that you belong in the same ring with him?
Oh yeah, for sure. And like, me, whenever I come to the match, I do everything I can possible to put on a great match for the fans. And this one is going to be, I'm going to give it my all. I'm just gonna go to the wheels fall off, and I'm very, very excited for this match. And I know he doesn't know me, and I know of him, but he will know who I am after this match.
After the match, okay, man. So how does it feel when a promotion books a talent like Nick Aldis and decides that we're going to put him up against Nick Sullivan? We're picking Nick Sullivan to go up against someone like Nick Aldis. That's going to be a great feeling, man.
So yeah, yes. So the way I look at it is that a promotion, for example, like Chinlock, run by Jan Murphy, the he believes in me, he believes in my ability, and he believes in me being a rising a future superstar. And I'm very grateful. I think any company that I work for that they put me in certain matches, they know my ability, my credibility, how I interact with the fans, and this is how hard I go. And like me, you've seen my matches. I'm not the lightest worker. I'm very stiff, but my
Yeah.
thing on every wrestler has their own quirks, and I think one of mine is this bodying people and throwing them around from the from one end of the ring to the other.
Yeah, you say you work stiff, man. I've seen some of your suplexes, and when you
Yep.
suplex somebody, like my back starts to hurt, and I'm just watching from the on the screen. But yeah, you don't hold back when you throw those suplexes, man.
Nope. And I don't expect guys I work with to hold back on me.
Now, this is just off topic. Off. I'm gonna get back to the Aldis. You say you work stiff. Has anybody ever gotten upset that you're working too stiff? And you don't have to mention their name,
So
or maybe they decide, I'm gonna try Nick Sullivan. I'm gonna get stiff myself, and it turns into a little bit of a shoot in the ring. Has that ever
yep.
happened?
Yes. I know you and I've talked about it on a personal level about certain guys. And
Yeah,
like I come from a freestyle and Greco background, like we all know wrestling, like it's as a performance, an art, it's a work. But again, too, like there's guys out there, they're gonna try to challenge you. And whenever I work with anybody, I don't care if they're at the top of the mountain or starting out. I always ask them, "Are you comfortable taking these certain types of moves?" You know me, I'll do anything if it's gonna make
yeah,
sense. I'm all up for it, you know. And my goal is to make the match look good or make my opponent look good, and I should expect the same. But there's guys will say, "Oh yeah, I'm okay taking that," or "Hey, don't do this, don't do that." But there's guys that tell me, "Oh, I could take this one, I could take that move." You give it to them afterwards, and they, excuse my French, they bitch and complain, but they won't do. They won't say it to my face. And my thing is, when it comes to wrestling, if there's ever an issue, we're all adults,
yeah.
whether men or women, like we should all be able to get along. I know, and when it comes to wrestling or society in general, everyone's going to have their opinions on things, whether it be good or bad. But like, if I'm working with my opponent and if they have an issue, or if they have an issue during the match or afterwards, just let me know, or let me know, hey, Nick, you need to work on this. But then you have guys that will like bitch and complain about you, and it's like, okay, and you get messages on, you ask the guy how they're doing, then you get like a message afterwards, and they send you a whole reason why they didn't like this or that, and I get all pissed off. I'm like, well, why don't you say that before? Then they try to tell you other things, and it's like, all right, and I hope we get to work together again. And you know me, I'm always very professional, but if
Yeah.
I have some work when they hit me, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna give them a receipt, or vice versa. But it comes with the territory.
Yeah, well, you mentioned people won't say it to your face. I mean, but you're a monster of a dude. I mean, if I was upset with you, I would rather just text it to you as well. I wouldn't want to say it to your face, man.
Yeah, but I like you though.
Okay, so I'm safe. I'm safe, man.
Yeah.
Okay, dude. So back to Nick Aldis. So Nick, if Nick Aldis is watching right now, what message would you have for him? I think you gave a little message earlier, but what if you want to cut a promo or something on Nick Aldis? But what message would you have for Nick Aldis?
Well, like I said before in the quote, whether he's Magnus or the British Invasion or Oblivion from the Gladiators or the National Treasure from the NWA, he will know who Nick the Natural Sullivan, the Canadian hero, is. And I'm going to give it my all. And I'll make sure, win, lose, or draw, I'm going to bust my ass and I will not quit.
There you go, man. It's going to be an outstanding match, man. So you faced many big stars such as Moose, Scott Steiner in the past. Um, where does this upcoming match with all this rank among them? Would you call this your biggest match to date?
It's my biggest match to date, yes.
Okay. All
Like,
right.
I was going to say, yeah, like when I found out my jaw dropped, like I told you, like I was like, whoa. And like that, but like it was such a positive feeling, because I'm all about positive energy and this being happy, and just working hard.
Wait, so you didn't know, but you found out like I found out when they posted it on Facebook? They didn't
Well,
they didn't talk to you about it first?
I got a message saying check the Chinlock homepage. I looked, I was like, oh shit.
Oh,
And I immediately ran to my wife. My wife was getting ready for work, and I scared her because like it was a really good feeling that a company believes in me.
yeah, no, that's gonna be a great one, man. It's gonna be a great match. Hopefully, we'll be able to see it on a YouTube or it'll be streamed somewhere, man.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm sorry.
I was saying I'm certain of it.
Oh yeah, oh sorry. Okay, yeah. So well, are they on IWTV or they're not on IWTV?
No, no,
Oh,
no.
okay. Okay, so yeah, I'm sure I'll get to see it hopefully sooner rather than later. So last month you faced another veteran on the Canadian wrestling scene, Tarek. That was an outstanding match, dude. I watched that match a few times. Your thoughts on Tarek and your thoughts on that match?
He's fantastic. So we're always on shows together, but we never got a chance to work with each other. And when I found out, we always talk, and he has a great mindset for the business. He's very, very good. Um, he loved working with me, and he wants to work with me again, and vice versa. And just like working with the pros like him or vets like him, or coming up Nick Aldis, or when I work with Moose or Shay, just working with the vets like that, it helps me out because it makes me go one step closer. Because I notice a lot of these promotions are having me start working with the pros, the vets, the guys that done extra work, the guys that are already signed or on TV. So that shows and tells I'm doing something correct.
Yeah, that was a great match, man. I thought that was one of your hope you don't mind me saying, but one of your best matches that
Oh,
I've seen you. It was just fantastic. How hard does he chop? Because I know he's a strong dude, and he was chopping your chest pretty hard. Is it as hard as it looks, or wasn't not
oh
that
no, he's
hard?
playing it in. But I have such a big chest too, so I could take it. But no,
Okay.
he does lay it in.
Yeah, they looked pretty brutal, man. So I know he won the match. I was a little disappointed. I was rooting for you, of course. But you're looking to get that win back from Tarek in the future,
Yes.
and you will get that win back hopefully very soon. So you live in the States, but you wrestle quite a bit in Canada. What is it about Canadian wrestling that draws you to it?
Like I know you and I have talked on multiple occasions. I think the wrestling in Canada, especially like Toronto or like you said, London, Cornwall,
Oh yeah,
just a great array of talent. Like like C4, Seaway Valley. There's Destiny, IWS, Chinlock. There's such a plethora of talent. Crossfire. There's such great wrestlers, and just it's a whole big learning tree. I feel like I know you and I've talked about multiple times. I feel like wrestling in Canada, you get looked at more, especially if you are an American wrestler wrestling outside of your country, or let's you say like outside of your boundary. But I think that helps me stands out the most too. just because of my overall wrestling ability. And you know me, I'll work with anybody, but
Yeah.
this fans are very passionate. The fans remind me of like very, very old school, like Mid South, ECW fans, especially like C4. Like they remind me of, like the old
Oh
school
yeah, yeah, yeah.
hardcore fans.
You were on a C4 show, weren't you? A few
Yep,
of them.
yep.
Yeah. You're gonna get booked again there, or any
Hopefully,
upcoming?
hopefully, I talk to Steven on a regular basis, and whether it's not on a wrestling level, on a personal level too as well. So I believe they'll bring me back. I think it'll be dumb if they don't. But again, the two, that's just my opinion.
Okay, and I know one of I don't know if it was the last time or the time before that when you were on the show you said you want to throw around Junior Benito. Is that have you been able to do that yet, or that match
Not
hasn't
yet,
that
but
match coming in the future?
I hope so, but not yet. But he is well aware of that. No, I like Junior. He's such a. I was fortunate enough to meet him a few years ago when myself, him, and McCray started. I think it was at Chinlock where I met them when we all did the Chinlock Rumble, and
Yeah,
I got to chop Junior the first and give him a belly to belly. But he's such a good sport, and he works very, very hard. I
yeah,
have a
he's
lot
a
of
great him and McCray both
yeah.
great talents, man, great talents. So how did the Your Canadian Hero gimmick start? I mean, you live in Syracuse. I'm sorry.
So
You live in New York. I'm sorry, I gave it away. I hope that's okay. But
you're fine.
you're Canadian Hero. How did that gimmick start?
So was it last year when I got a chance to work with Dale Kilburn? They're dubbing him as a Canadian hero. So when we did the match and I defeated Dale in the middle of the ring, I dubbed myself the Canadian hero, and I've been sticking to it ever since. And I believe I showed you, I have a Bret Hart inspired Canadian hero singlet too as
Okay,
well.
yep.
So and that I just played it from there. And I'll tell you right now, it's very fun just being myself, just acting all goofy and just joking around. But I can always like flip the switch and be very serious. But I'm having fun with the character, and this again, I'm just being myself.
Yeah. Speaking of singlets. Look what I got. Look what I got right here.
I still have it.
Look what I got right here. I should have wore it for the interview. Look at that. Again, thank you so much for that. It was great, man.
Oh yeah, yeah, no problem.
I don't. I can put it. I don't think it will look good on me the way because you're a little stronger than I am, so it looks a little better on you. So yeah. So we spoke about that. It was kind of there's another country that I think that you would be absolutely fantastic in. I know we spoke about this numerous times, and people watching, we keep saying we talk about this all the time. Me and Nick are good friends, so we talk off camera. So just so everybody knows, we talk a lot. A lot of the questions I'm asking you, I know the answer already, but it's for the people out there, Nick.
Yeah.
So okay, so Japan, I think you would be terrific in Japan. I think the perfect spot for you would be All Japan Pro Wrestling. I'm sure you're still thinking about getting out there. I think you would be terrific. You against Kento Miyahara, Suwama, Suji Ishikawa, great opponents for you. But you thinking you're gonna get out there soon? You hoping?
I truly believe, especially after my match with Aldis, I truly believe that more eyes will be on me because my goal is to wrestle in Japan and in the UK.
Yeah.
Two areas I'd like to wrestle in, but I definitely in my heart believe that I will be there sooner rather than later.
Are you familiar with Cyrus the Destroyer?
Yes.
Because he's also he wrestles for New Japan Pro Wrestling. I think you and him would make an absolutely incredible, devastating tag team.
Oh yeah, for sure. He gives me the Vader vibes too.
Oh yeah, he's that's why he's in All Japan Pro Wrestling. They bring him in because he reminds people of Big Van Vader. He's a terrific talent. I think you and him teaming together, chasing Kento Miyahara and Yuma Yagi for the All Japan Pro Wrestling World Tag Team titles would be just fantastic, man. And hopefully somebody from All Japan Pro Wrestling is listening right now because that would be a great thing to see you guys teaming up.
Oh no, I 100% agree.
Yeah, even a match. You think you could suplex him? By the way, Cyrus the
Yeah,
Destroyer. You
yes.
can.
Like with me, especially if like I'll toy around with like a lot of guys in it because you have to think about like freestyle Greco and amateur wrestlers. Like we have a certain type of grip. If I get my grip on them, I get that shit locked in, I'm doing everything I can to drop somebody, drop a mother effer, you know?
You think you can suplex me?
I plead the fifth.
I think you could probably throw me into like the 10th row, man.
I
So
know
let's.
I was
Yes,
gonna say when I worked with Travis Moore at Seaway Valley and the Destiny Super Shy, I was scared because when I German I thought he went across almost out over the top rope.
I was just gonna bring that up, man. You're reading my mind. I was gonna say, Seaway Valley Wrestling. What happened? Excuse me. What happened? You had an open challenge. Travis Moore was a fan, and you lost, man. I was like, that doesn't make sense, man. You shouldn't have lost to a fan. But is that going anywhere with that? Are you going to get that win back? Is it going to be another challenge? What's happening with that,
Well,
man?
I took it that went back because even though I know the referee very well, I believe he did a fast count. I did kick out. Because I did legit beat the shit out of him the entire match.
Oh yeah, you destroyed him.
Yep, and right at the last second got away. I ran through one of Tim Tice's makeshift tables, and I felt that on the way home. But no,
Okay.
I will say though, I've watched Travis's work before, and for as little as he is, he's very very tough.
Oh yeah, he's very very good.
He's
He's
very
very
tough
good.
and hard. But no, I will get my win back on him.
Okay. I hope so because because McCray Martin is the Seaway Valley Wrestling heavyweight champion. I'm sure that's a title you would like to get your hands on, but
Yep.
if you can't beat Travis Moore, I don't think you're gonna get a title shot. So you're gonna get that win back from Travis Moore, or I'm gonna have to talk to Al. I'm gonna say, Al, look, man, you gotta give Nick a shot. You gotta give
Thank you.
Nick the shot. So you think you think that belt's gonna be around your waist one day, the Seaway Valley Wrestling heavyweight
I'm
championship?
certain. No, I'm certain, and I know if McCray and I do get a chance to work together, we're definitely gonna steal the show.
Yeah.
Even though him have two different sets of wrestling skills, I believe we could put on a great match.
Yeah, there's a lot of great talent up here. I guess that's one of the reasons that you're up here as well. Because I think you mentioned all the great talent that's up here.
Yeah.
Is there anybody? I know you mentioned McCray and Junior Benito. Anybody else that you haven't faced yet up here that you want to face?
God. Obviously, there's Vaughn Vertigo.
Oh, I just had him on, by the way.
Yep.
I should have brought it up. Yeah, yeah,
Yep. Just obviously he's not a big guy either, but he works very very hard. He puts on some great matches, and looking at me, he's been working in progress. He's just busting his ass
yeah.
on the. But I have a lot of respect for him. Honestly, you know me, I'll work with anybody and everybody. I just want to put on great matches, work hard, get looked at, and get signed. And as you and I both talked about it on numerous occasions, I will get signed. It's just a matter of when. And I believe this match with all of this will definitely put me in that direction.
Wasn't there a wrestler, a top name that said that you're TV ready? I think you mentioned that to me one time.
Yes. I'll tell it to you. I'll tell it to you
Okay,
afterwards.
yeah, you don't have to tell me the name yet, but
Yeah.
someone said you're TV ready. So that's
Yep.
has there been any contact, any interest from like
So
Impact or MLW?
I can't tell you that, but
Okay.
there is a certain individual I've been talking to that wants to bring me in somewhere,
Okay.
which I'll tell you when we're done with this.
When I
Yeah.
stop recording. Okay, great.
Yep. I'll tell you about that one because he was very impressed with my work, and he was actually an amateur wrestler too as well. So it's all very positive vibes, but it'll be between you and I until the
Okay.
time.
Okay, fair enough, man. I look forward to maybe we should just end there. I'm so curious. We'll just end the interview now and stop recording. No, I'm just kidding. Just a few more questions, man. So
Yeah.
you mentioned that do you have a book? I know you mentioned some wrestlers you would like to face in Canada, but do you have a bucket list of opponents? Anyone from all over the world that you like to face?
So I would like to have another match with Moose.
Okay.
Because when him and I got a chance to talk, we both obviously he came from the a football background. I came from a wrestling background. We both had like the similar ways we got into professional wrestling. But in that I wrestled, I think it was like 2 years ago. But I like to wrestle now because I'm a lot different and a lot more seasoned in the pro wrestling game. There's Tommy Dreamer. That's always been one of the goals of mine, just because of his selling ability and like his all around perseverance as a wrestler. I'd like to finally have my match with Shane Taylor. That was the match that was supposed to happen
Oh yeah, that didn't
two,
happen.
two weeks 2.5 years ago, and I hope to get to wrestle him. There's Samoa Joe. There's a lot of guys in Ring of Honor. Dalton Castle, who actually wrestled for Rockport, which is not too far from Syracuse, is probably like an hour and a half away. But he was actually a very, very good collegiate wrestler, and you've seen his working good freestyle and Greco wrestler. I believe him and there's differences in size, but I believe we could put on a really good match.
You've wrestled O'Shea Edwards as well, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that was I've been looking for that match. Like, is it available anywhere?
I'll send it to you. I would definitely like a match with him because like our whole idea was going to be an entire program, but sadly I had the orbital bone fracture and I was out for a couple months. But I'll definitely he's someone that, to me, he should be signed again, and he works so damn hard, and he's just a big strong dude, but he knows he has such a mind for the business, and he comes up with some great ideas.
But he's with MLW, right? Isn't he?
He's there.
Okay.
I would like to see him, and I'd like to see him back in Ring of Honor with Shane Taylor. Like the whole Shane Taylor.
Sure, man. That would be awesome. Maybe they could bring you on board as well, man. You could join. That'd be awesome, man. You mentioned the orbital bone. That happened in a match with Brad Alexis, right?
No. So with the orbital bone fracture was with O'Shea.
O'Shea, okay.
So it was a weird thing because when I got him with a German, the way first time it's ever happened to me, the way it was a weird landing, how he landed and bounced off. I remember I got up, I started seeing double. I'm looking at the referee, I'm like, hey, am I good? I started seeing double vision. Then I remember doing the spy. I told O'Shea, I'm like, yo, we need to go home. And I'm in the back, and like I had a big black and blue right here.
Yeah.
Told me in the back, oh, blow your nose. I blew my nose, and boom, my eye puffed up.
Oh man.
And I'm my mom, dad, my stepdad were there, and my brothers, and my mom brought me to the hospital, and they filled me up with a bunch of drugs, and I'll never forget because my wife was freaking out. My mom was talking to my wife, and I kept bringing up the Monday Night Raw episode where Mabel fractured Taker's orbital bone. He had to wear the mask.
Yeah,
and I kept talking about it. My mom's like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm like, The Undertaker, Mabel. But luckily, I didn't need surgery. I ended up healing within, maybe 3 weeks. Okay. And the match with Brad, and Brad's a very good worker too. He has some bony-ass elbows, and he did a dive, and I caught him. It was 3 other guys that caught him. Boom, land on. I'm like, he hit me in the eye. I'm like, I'm good. So I'm doing my eye. I'm like, oh, I'm bleeding. Next time I bent down, there was a whole pool of blood everywhere. I was like, oh shit. But I didn't even feel it. But luckily, I ended up starting to heal the next day. No, it was a lot of blood. I remember I kept telling Ryan and Alan, I'm like, I'll pay for the canvas. I'm like, no, it's good. I'm like, you guys sure? Because I was bleeding everywhere.
Wow, that's rough, man. That's rough. How many did you need stitches? How many stitches did you need?
No, I didn't. No, I ended up healing on my own.
Okay. So, I guess even your cuts were afraid of you, man. They heal.
I know.
All right. So I know we talked about Nick Aldis a bit. Any other upcoming matches or plugs? Merchandise. Do you still got those wrestling buddies? Those things?
I'm actually getting more, and I'm actually my mom got a t-shirt maker machine. Okay. So because I feel like it's a lot easier doing that than going to a company because like the lead time and stuff like that. So my mom is going to be helping me and wife going to help me create shirts and stuff. And like my mom wants to help me with like mugs and everything.
A Nick Aldis mug. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get one of those, man. So are they going to be available soon, or when are they going to be available, man?
Hopefully in a couple months.
Oh, a couple of months. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll have to wait for my Nick Sullivan mug in a couple of months, man. I almost said Nick Aldis, but Nick Sullivan, Nick Aldis. It's like, anyway, so social media. Anything else you want to plug?
September 8th, I'll be finally be wrestling in the States.
Okay.
For IWF, that's in Brockport, New York.
Okay.
So I've wrestled in the States since back in June, actually, because I did New Pro Wrestling, and that was in '09 in New York. That was only like a 35-minute drive for me, and
Okay.
I'll be there, but I'll be doing that. Then that's when my wrestling starts coming up. So I'll find out like like a couple weeks in advance, like when I'm booked, and I'll start plugging stuff from there. Because I'll say right now, because I took the month of August off, and it felt good taking a month off, just to let my body relax, and
Yeah, that's a good deal.
trying to get Gray's playground up, which hasn't been easy.
Okay. Well, I'm sure did you get it up though? It's all up?
We were trying to do this past Saturday, but
Okay.
we get a lot of rain, and the whole
Okay.
was flooded. So we're gonna try on Labor Day weekend.
All right, dude. All right. Well, man, thank you so much for joining me. It's always a pleasure talking to you, Nick.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry, you gonna say something?
Oh no, I was saying, oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like, wait, I got one more thing to say. I thought but yeah, it's always a pleasure. You know how I feel about you, man. You're gonna make it. You're gonna be a superstar one day. You're gonna be on TV. Everyone's gonna know your name one day. And I wish nothing but the best of luck. And come back anytime. I know sometimes it's like we plan to do this and it takes about 2 or 3 months before we actually
Yep.
get onto the podcast, but you're always welcome. All you gotta do is ask, man.
Thank you.
All right, man. And just don't be too hard on Nick Aldis, man.
I won't.
Don't break him into three pieces, man.
I won't. Don't worry.
All right, man. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you again. Take care.
You as
Bye-bye.
well. Be safe.
Take care. You too. Bye-bye.